What if you don't need to live in pain and suffering? What if you could give up your karma and have a life of abundance and joy? What if you could start creating magic and miracles that you never thought were possible? Get ready to listen, share, and experience the magic that is you. Now, here's the host of Creating Abundance with Ease radio show, Dr. Helen Gitlevich.
Welcome, I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease, and today our show is, does your life have abundance or lack? And I'm a medical doctor who became Access Consciousness Facilitator and Akashic Record teacher, founder of School of Akashic Records, 3-day body facilitator, and many more hats, published author, podcast interviewer, and host. So I've been always searching for different ways to improve my life, to create health, money, and relationship. And now I'm changing people's lives through private sessions and classes around the world. You can find out more about me on creatingabundancewithease.com website, or join me everywhere on social media, Facebook, as well as YouTube channel, Creating Abundance with Ease, and page on Facebook, as well as on Instagram, Helen Gitlevich. So back to the show. How much does your life have abundance right now? Or have you judged that you're lacking something or a lot of something? What if everything is just a perception? Let's play with what is abundance and what is lack, and what does it mean for you. With everything that's going on in the world right now, people are concerned with lack. There's a lot of social isolation going on, and people being fired from work, and all of that is creating panic and fear, especially this month. This month's Suicide Awareness Month, and a lot of people doing shows, a lot of people looking at how much people feel alone in this world and how much they don't have abundance. But with the universe being abundant, and universe being like a genie, making our wish happen, so whatever we are putting our attention on, it creates more of it. So if we are, because it creates whatever we desire, but also whatever we fear. With everything that in the world, law of attraction and creative visualization. I've done a lot of that, done it for many years. And it always talks about wherever our attention, it will create that. So if we're afraid of something, the universe has no clue if that's not what we desire. It just says, okay, you would like to have more of lack of money? Sure, let's create more. Or if you're talking that you have so many bills to pay, you don't have the money to pay them, guess what universe is creating? It creates more bills and less money to pay for them. Because there are those little, I'm doing Access Consciousness as well as Akashic Records, and Access Consciousness was created by Gary Douglas and co-created with Dr. Dane Hare. It's been around over 30 years. With that, there is an archive, reference material. And this morning I was reading reference material, and it came along that when we create, we engage quantum entanglements and elementals. All of those looking at what we are desiring to create, what we put out in the universe, it creates kind of like from whatever we put out. So let's say we are saying we have so many bills and no money. So the quantum entanglements or elementals that's responsible for bills will be called forth, and they will start create more of that. So what if we can change that? What if it's just our point of view creates our reality, which is it does, and that's according to access consciousness, according to law of attraction, according to Akashic Records, and many more modalities and techniques that's out there. So if we have a judgment or conclusion about something, we create more of that. And with that, think about for a second. If you're judging that you have lack of money, lack of health, you're creating more of that, not less. The way to kind of like change that is start changing your perspective. Because what is point of view? It's our perspective, right? It's the way we look at things. And I like the old tale about three blind sages and an elephant. They come to the elephant, and each touching a different part of the elephant says that, oh, elephant looks like a snake holding to the tail. No, the elephant looks like a column because one is holding a foot. No, elephant is a wall because the third one is touching the body of the elephant. We each have a certain point of view, meaning that the perspective from which we function. So if we are holding or touching an elephant body, we think the world is a wall and we cannot go through the wall, when in reality nothing is solid. There is no solidity in any object, any living thing. It's just space and energy and consciousness vibrating at certain frequencies. So the lower the frequency, the more solid the state of the molecules. Think of water. When it's solid, it's ice. The molecules don't, like atoms, do not vibrate at all. They're like in a crystalline structure, they're fixed. When we heat up the ice, it melts. So the water becomes fluid. It starts moving. The molecules are vibrating at higher frequency. When we heat up the water beyond 100 degrees Celsius, or I don't remember in Fahrenheit what's the boiling temperature, I think it's 180, 160, whatever it is, it became vapor. It becomes almost like air. The molecules vibrating at a very high frequency. So what does it mean for our lives? If we vibrate at a higher frequency, we stop being solid. It doesn't mean our body is not solid, but our being stops being solid. We become an infinite being. We become like space. We become space, and we become like air. And we include everything, so everything can come to us with ease. Saying that, that's how we can create more in our lives. That's when we can start inviting abundance in our lives. And saying the higher the frequency that we vibrate in, what does it mean for us? And it's very interesting because there is a scale of emotions. I don't remember if it's energetic scale of emotions or it's vibrational scale, whatever it is. So basically, every emotion makes us vibrate at certain frequency, and they measured it. So I should have probably pulled it before the podcast. but you can pull it on the Google, because I have no idea what I'll be talking on the podcast. That's the thing. So let's say fear is at 20 hertz. Depression is 5. Anger might be 30. And then, and what's interesting, you have to scare somebody out of depression or get them angry to get them out of depression, which is kind of interesting. But if we go into the space of being like love, happiness, and joy, those are vibrations in 500, 700, 1,000 range of megahertz or hertz, whatever the measurement units are. It's pretty much like hitting the ice being the depression, in moving into the anger stage of water, or actually I would say probably water is more like 500, but melting the ice into the vapor of love and happiness and joy. So what if it's as easy as I'm saying it? What if it's just a choice that you can choose to move into vibration of joy and happiness and abundance? Because abundance has its own frequency. Abundance is not having things in your life. It's a choice of joy and happiness, and that's when things start coming in. Lack is the vibration of ice, vibration of emotions, thoughts, and feelings, which is electrical vibration of this reality where majority of people function. A lot of people also function from not knowing that they can vibrate at a different frequency. And there are a lot of tools that help us to get out of lower frequencies. Access Consciousness, Akashic Records have many tools that help people to get out of their lower vibration, of their being stuck in misery and suffering and pain. And I'm not saying everybody is in misery and suffering and pain. I'm saying people who are. That's the invitation. And this is time for our first break of the show. When we return, we will be talking more about abundance, happiness, vibrations, and the tools how to move from the lower vibration to the higher vibration. You've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we will be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome forward, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show topic is, does your life have abundance or lack? And like in our first part of the show, we were talking a lot about our perspective, how it creates our life, how it creates abundance or lack. And a lot of times it is a perception. And because different people have a different perception of what abundance is for them or what lack is. Because for a person who doesn't have a lot, $50 may be a lot. And if they have $500, that's abundance for them. Or somebody who has a lot, $1 million is lack, because their bills might be $2 million. Also, for somebody who kind of like have minimal needs, and that's not to say lightly, it's about like they would like to have certain things in their lives. Maybe it's material, maybe it's not. For some people, just feeling good is abundance, and not feeling good is lack. So each person defines their abundance in their own way. And it's not a wrongness, it's about actually looking at that and asking, what is abundance for me? And what would it take for me to have abundance with total ease? Those are the tools of access consciousness, is a question. Whenever we are in a question, without looking for the answers, we open up to the universe to change things, to shift things, to create more of what we desire instead of fear. Look at the difference. I don't have the money. Or what would it take for me to have more money? One is a conclusion and a judgment. It doesn't mean that it's not correct, but it closes off the possibility of changing it. When the question is, what would it take for me to have more money, opens a possibility for quantum entanglements, elementals, the universe, everything to go out and say, oh, that person would like more money. Let's create it. You don't have to know how. That's the thing. A lot of times, opportunity and possibility presents itself when we are not even looking. And one of the ways to create more is asking everything in the universe, every molecule, give me money now, please. And I played with that tool when I started Access, and I forgot. Now I just remembered it. By the way, thank you for watching or listening to the show now or in the future, because that gives me an opportunity and possibility to look at the things where I am stopping my abundance. And a lot of times we are the one that's stopping it. Nothing happens to us. We choose it. And we choose it by the point of view we have, more so than anything else. As I said, if we have a point of view, I don't have money, that closes everything and creates more of that. Because that's how the universe looks at things. Oh, you don't have money, so you desire not have more money? Cool, we'll create more. Versus if you ask, universe, give me money now, please. And the universe is like, oh, cool. Here, when I played with that, as I said, when I started Access, out of nowhere, I started getting some like weird little checks, $2, $5, $10. And I'm like, oh, wonderful. And another tool I'll share with you is how does it get any better than that? And what else is possible? So when you start receiving, also like when you clear your points of view, a lot of times money just show up. I had a woman that took, I don't remember, one of the workshops about money with me. She called me in the morning and said, you know what? I just found 100, I don't remember, I think it was 100 rubles because it was in Russia. But she found money right on the street. And it was so much fun. When you're looking at your life as having fun, things shift. Because money have consciousness. Everything has consciousness in the universe. And money like to have fun. Money like to have joy. Money love to have happiness. Money don't like misery. So money would come to the party. How much we are avoiding fun, avoiding happiness, and postponing it until we'll have abundance, until we'll have money, until we have that. Because abundance includes everything. It includes joy. It includes happiness. It includes relationship. It includes money. Because a lot of people look at their life and there's a lot of judgment. Because think for a second. Because religion, majority of like parents, they don't encourage fun. When you go to any religious institution, they talk about body is sinful, people are sinful, there is punishment and reward system, and all of that is to put down us, to make us wrong no matter what we do, because it's already body is sinful. But a lot of joy is through the body. Being, our soul, our being cannot touch. Our being, our soul cannot eat. Our being, our soul cannot have sex, cannot drive a car, cannot sleep, doesn't need clothes. It's all, the being is experiencing everything through the body. And when we judge the body and not allowing body to have fun, that's when we cut a lot of our abundance from our lives. What if we don't? What if we start enjoying our embodiment? And embodiment is much more than just the body. Embodiment is the whole universe around us. I like to do exercises. One of them is expansion exercise, and you can download it from my website. When you go to creatingabundancewithease.com, you can sign up for the newsletter, and you get to download free meditation, expansion meditation, and you can always unsubscribe to the newsletter if you don't like it. It's not often, it's once a month, and it includes tools of the week, videos, and schedule of the classes. So it's not horrible, but if you don't like receiving it, you can always unsubscribe, but you can get the meditation for free. So just relax now. Allow yourself, if you're sitting, just feel your butt on the chair. You can put your hands on your stomach, or you can just relax your hands in your lap. Put your feet firmly on the ground. Don't have to be barefooted. Just plant them. Open your crown and allow the energy of the universe to flow through your crown, through your body, through your legs, and exit through your feet into the earth. Pull energy from earth through your body and allow it to exit through your crown. Bring your attention into your heart, which is in the middle of your chest, if you don't know, and allow the energy to mix in your heart. Almost like, I don't know, in a mixer or in a blender. And allow, while you're pulling energy from the bottom, from earth, and from the top, from the heaven, allow them to mix and expand. And kind of like allow them to fill your body with that energy. Every cell, every molecule, every atom. And allow it to spill out through your skin, through every pore. See yourself sitting or laying down in a cocoon of light. And allow those energies to continue expanding. Expand that cocoon in all directions, a mile, 10 miles, and allow that energy to melt every barrier you have, every fear, every thought, feeling, and emotion that's not allowing you to have abundance. And not allowing you to be oneness with the universe. Now expand 100 miles, 1,000 miles, 10,000 miles, 100,000 miles. Make yourself bigger than Earth. And now from that space, ask, what can I contribute to Earth? Earth, what do you desire for me to contribute? And just allow the energy to flow through you to Earth and from Earth to you. Ask Earth what Earth can contribute to you. And ask yourself, what am I willing to receive today? And see if there is a difference between how much Earth can contribute and how much are you willing to receive. And then expand to the size of the universe. And then ask universe, can I contribute to you? What can I contribute to you? What can you contribute to me, and what can I receive today? And allow those energies to move through you. Contribute to the universe. Allow universe to contribute to you. And expand beyond that. From that space, see the whole universe, how abundant it is. And how much abundance can you have in your life right now? Are you lacking anything? In this space? No. What if you can be that space all the time in your life, and right now you have the energetic awareness of what abundance is, what oneness is, and what if you can create it in your life by choosing it? You don't have to know how, just choose it. And you can stay in that space for as long as you desire. And it's time for our second break of the show. When we return, we'll talk about this exercise. Meanwhile, just enjoy the space you're in. And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we will be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Magic and abundance are everywhere. What if you could tap into abundance and start creating your life with complete and total ease? Working with Dr. Helen Gitlevich will give you exactly that, total ease in creating abundance in your life. Dr. Gitlevich creates classes all over the world, both in person and online. She works with you to create abundance with your money, with your body, with your relationships, with all areas of your life with total ease. Connect with Dr. Helen Gitlevich at creatingabundancewithease.com. Her contribution in your world will be a noticeable gift in a very short period of time.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome forward, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease, and today our show topic is, does your life have abundance or lack? And before we went on a break, we were talking about oneness, and we did expansion exercise to actually experience what is abundance, what is kind of like oneness with the universe. It's a little glimpse of that, and you can listen, if you're just joining us now, you can listen to that from before. And in the first part, we were talking about how much our point of view creates our reality. So with the exercise we did before the break, how much of thoughts, feelings, and emotions did you have in that moment? Pretty much none. Because when you're space, you're vibrating at very high frequency of the universal vibration. And that's what allows us to create beyond the solidity of this world. Because if you think about like any object or the walls in your house, they're solid, right? But if you look under electron microscopy, they're all space and energy vibrating at different frequencies. So everything can be malleable, but our point of view, meaning that we're like I'm looking at my green wall, not just in the back, but in the front, and it looks solid. So I'm not choosing to go through that. But what if any obstacles are also just a perception? How much we are not allowing ourselves to move past the obstacles or walk around them. You don't have to go through the wall. You can go around it. You can find a door. You can find a window to climb out. There are so many possibilities, but if we are standing next to the door, next to the wall, we cannot see anything other than the wall. And unless we turn, like I'm turning now, I'm seeing a window. I'm turning this way, I'm seeing the door out. So the point of view, meaning the perspective, if you have only the judgment of, okay, I have lack, I don't have abundance, that's all you see. Like I'm seeing the wall. Yeah, there is a window on the wall, but there is a wall. There is no door there. So I cannot walk out in there. How many of you are stuck just because you don't allow yourself to turn and look in a different direction? Because if you start looking through okay, let's take any object. Let's take this pen. So if you're looking this way, it's a long stick, right? I'm sorry, for people who are listening, I'm picked up a pen, a blue pen, and I'm holding it lengthwise toward the screen. And it's just a pen. If I put it vertical, it's still a pen. But if I put it with a point toward the screen, you just see a point, pen point, or the back of the pen. It's still just one point. So you don't see the whole object if you're looking just one point. So you need to look around, kind of like change your perspective, see what the object looks like. And that's what questions do. The conclusion is, if you're looking at the pen, okay, it's just a stick, or it's just a point. The question is, what does the pen looks like from the right? What does the pen looks like from the left? What the pen looks like from the top, from the bottom? All of that creates a different perspective, and that can be with any problem, anything in your life, abundance or lack. If you're looking at your life, you can ask, okay, what can I add to this life to change it? What can I subtract? How can it be better than that? What else is possible? What is that? What do I do with it? Can I change it? And if yes, how can I change it? So all of those questions allows us to look from a different perspective to whatever is going on. If we say, oh, I don't have the money, it's pretty much like standing next to the wall and looking at the wall. When we start asking, what would it take to change that? It means we turn to the right or to the left and looking for the door or looking for the space to walk around the wall. So how many of you are willing to do that? What if it's that simple? Just by asking a question, it changes things. I had a woman I met at the expo. She didn't take any classes. I just shared that one tool of asking questions. She was desiring to become a manager of a bigger branch of the bank. And I told her, just ask, what would it take to become manager of that branch? Or to make it bigger, what would it take to become a manager of a big bank? Kind of like creating, because it's not about how. And again, how does it get any better than that? And what else is possible? Within 3 weeks, she got a promotion. I'm not saying that it works every single time. It depends on how much the person is willing, ready to receive. That's what it's all about. It's about shifting your perspective, choosing something different, and creating abundance. A lot of times, abundance can be brought up just by gratitude. If we are grateful for what we have, instead of judging it and hating it and all of that, kind of like that, etc. If we be grateful for what we have, things start shifting and changing into better or different. And if we are willing to receive it, it's all about our willingness to receive. It's our point of view. If we're looking at the wall, it doesn't matter if we have a pile of gold behind us, we will not see it. All we will see is the wall. And if we turn around and see a pile of gold, that's a different perspective, right? How much are you unwilling to turn around? And how much are we invested in the wall because we built that wall? This wall is wonderful. It has so many jagged edges that can hurt us because we're leaning against the wall and it's hurting us, but it's what we used to. Sometimes we just don't know about walking away and turning around and walking around or choosing something different. We're just standing next to the wall because it's so valuable. It's, oh God, we've created it throughout our lives. How can we give up that wall? That wall defines us. That wall actually, what we created, made us who we are. We're not going to give up on the wall and choose abundance. Would you let go of that? What if it's that simple? Kind of like looking at it, yep, I created it. That defined me for the last 20, 30, 50, 60, 70 years. But am I going to let it define me more for the rest of my life? Or am I going to turn around and look at the pile of gold behind me and take some and go through the door into the life of abundance and joy? And wow, time flies. It's time for our third and final break of the show. And you've been listening to me, Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network, on creating abundance with ease. So when we return, we'll talk more about what's abundance like and also what's next. We'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome forward, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show is, does your life have abundance or lack? Before we went on a break, we were talking a lot about different tools, different things, including in the first part that your point of view creates your reality. In the second part, we were doing expansion exercise to see how much we are one with the universe and how much can we receive. And in the third part, we were talking about the perspective. If we're standing next to the wall, maybe we can choose to walk around or find the door and turn, kind of like see if we have a pile of gold behind us instead of pile of shit in front of us, including the wall. So it's about what is abundance for us? What is lack? And what if it's that simple? Choosing abundance over lack and just saying, what would it take for me to have abundance? What would it take for me to have more money, more love, more health, joy, ease, all of that? And I love Access Consciousness mantra. All of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. Because ease, joy, and glory is actually abundance. And it doesn't mean that everything comes easy or everything is peachy and all the rainbow and glitter. Sometimes things going on that might be difficult. Illness of loved ones or illness of ourselves. But if we have a point of view that we can change anything and all of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory, it's about our attitude, our point of view, our perspective, then things start shifting and changing. And our show is coming to the end this week. Doesn't mean that it's the end. First of all, you can listen over if you're just joining. And you can find me on Inspired Choices Network website, on their app, which is amazing. And you also can find me on a lot of podcast stations, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, etc. Also on TV, Binge TV and smart TVs. Just look for me and you'll find it. Also, if you're looking for classes, go to the website creatingabundancewithease.com. You also find a blog, all the information about what Akashic Records are, and you can book a private session with me or register for the classes. What's next? Next, I'm doing facelift class on 20th of September in Buffalo Grove, which is Chicago area, and 3-day body class in Taiwan in November if they open up to travel, which they're starting. I think they allowing students right now to come. No tourists or business visas yet. So what would it take and how does it get any better than that? Magic is everywhere, abundance is everywhere. What if we can tap into abundance and start creating it in our lives with total ease? You can also listen to me next week live it's on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and you can find more on the websites. And as I said, you can sign up for free meditation on my website, and that puts you on a list for newsletter, so you can get more tools. You can also find me on Facebook with Creating Abundance with Ease, Helen Gitlevich, and you can join a free group. It's Being You Without Hiding, where Rachel Silber and I and a lot of other facilitators, we just do little short videos, tools of how to create more abundance in your life. And just contact me if you have any questions. So with abundance, a lot of times people misidentify it. Because abundance, if you ask for just abundance, because abundance of pain can also be abundance. Because abundance is everything. So sometimes you have to define abundance of what you would like to see. Same with a lot of definition. Words have a vibration, because if you remember Bible, it says first was the word or the sound, Big Bang. And And words have vibrations. A lot of times we create our lives not even knowing what we are creating. In 1947, 46 or 47, there was a conference of linguists, philosophers, philologists, or whatever they are, psychologists, to prevent rise of another Hitler. Because Hitler was amazing orator, and he used words for their vibrational meaning. That's why he was moving people to do horrible stuff. But it doesn't mean that words are bad. It's more about creating. It was more about like what the words create and knowing that. So with that, I look in the dictionaries before 1946 to see what actually is the meaning of the word, the original. Because one of the words I use against me was word passion. And I had no idea what it meant other than kind of like I was asking for passionate relationship. And I did create passionate relationship because passion actually means crucifixion and suffering of Christ. So I was creating crucifixion and suffering in my marriages and in my relationship. And that's not the wrongness, it's just what is. So my recommendation is whenever like certain word sparks an interest, look it up. But make sure the dictionary is before 1946, or just scroll down to the origins of the word. And the show, as I said, coming to the end, but it's not the end because there would be a new show. And I just wanted to remind you the tool of the week is a question, getting out of conclusion, asking what else is possible? How does it get any better than that? What is that? What do I do with it? Can I change it? And if yes, how can I change it? This is all about changing the perspective. Instead of standing to the wall and continuing saying, this is the wall. I cannot go through the wall. The wall is solid. The wall hurts me. I'm bouncing my head against the wall. I cannot walk through the wall. Just ask, okay, what is that wall? What can I do with the wall? Okay, I cannot do anything with the wall. I can turn around and walk away. That's one of the tools of Access Consciousness. And if you're curious, you can go to accessconsciousness.com and find out more, because there are amazing tools like bars, which is 32 points on the head when lightly touched, pretty much can change your life. There are symphony energies, and there's so much more about how to create your life and create more abundance, more joy, more ease. And again, you might get a couple of tools. Use the mantra. All of life comes to us with ease and joy and glory. And as I said, the question is, how does it get any better than that, and what else is possible? Actually creates more, because it's also being grateful for what you have and asking for more, if it's good or bad. Love you all, and see you next week. Bye-bye. And the topic of next week.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Creating Abundance with Ease radio show. Dr. Helen Gitlevich will return next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have fun using the tools of the week in your life and start creating magic in your life and your body.